Welcome back to the Leicester City fairy tale on OSM 22 to 23. Today we're going to be back with Leicester City, and it's time for the transfer window. It's time for us to see whether we're finally going to be making that progress, with making the squad better, making sure that we have better quality players on the pitch. So the first match is in 10 hours and 10 minutes, but first we must go through the transfer window. Okay. So we have managed to raise 75.8 million pounds or dollars, whatever. Okay, that's the currency in OSM. But let us look at the current activity in the transfer window first of all. Okay, so the last time we left off, we had the likes of Sergio Ramos joining Man United, but if you must know what happened last time. So last time we had the likes of Xhaka going from Arsenal to Atalanta, and if we just go up a bit here, okay. So we had also Leon Goretzka transferring. Okay, you know what? So we're aiming to sell 4 players: Prayat, Mendy, Vardy, and Yuri Tillmans. Unfortunately, Yuri Tillmans was a baller, but he's going to have to leave. So Dennis Prayat was sold to Lyon for $14.2 million. Mendy was sold for $11.5 million, and Vardy was sold for $17.6 million. So basically, all the price tags we wanted, they were met over time, within a day really. And then Ilkay Gundogan is leaving Manchester City, and he is joining Real Madrid. That's a big move for Ilkay Gundogan. Real Madrid are really snapping up everyone, as they've already snapped up our Jamie Vardy. And TSG Hoffenheim, one of my favorite ever German clubs, they have snapped up Napoli's Mendy. I fell in love with Hoffenheim because of FIFA 14. And then Dennis Prayat, well, you know what, I mainly knew him because Brendan Rodgers brought him in. But otherwise, that's really it, So Dennis Prayat is going to be joining Olympic Lyon. Okay. Then we have Milankovic Savic. That is a big deal for Tottenham Hotspur. He'll be joining them from Lazio for $20.62 million. And then Newcastle United, they've brought in 2 players at once, the likes of Toni Kroos and Milan Skriniar. So I think that's pretty decent for Newcastle, really bolstering up their midfield. So we better start bolstering up our midfield as well. I'm hoping that nobody got the likes of Messi and whatnot. Maybe I'll get them. We'll see. And then we have Kulusevski. Kulusevski is a top talent. He shouldn't be getting sold by Tottenham, but it's just that the constraints that this game has. If your player is low rated, you're less likely to win. So Tottenham are going to be selling him off to PSG. And then now McGinn is leaving Aston Villa for quite a hefty fee, more than Kulusevski. That's a big deal. $23.9 million. We actually sold Yuri Tillmans for less. How good is now McGinn anyway? Okay, so Yuri Tillmans is also leaving for Real Madrid for $23.2 million. He's always leaving the likes of Arsenal and stuff, but now he's going to Real Madrid. That's a big money move right there. But we had to sell him. I'm sorry. Jaffa Tanganga is leaving Tottenham Hotspur, among some other interesting dudes. So is Harvey Elliott. He's leaving Liverpool. And then I think another notable transfer we could look at here is Frankie de Jong. Okay, so Aston Villa have just gone on some spending spree. They've spent almost over 100 million pounds at this point in time. They've bought in Hakimi, Militao, Frankie de Jong, and Nicolo Barella. This is dangerous. Aston Villa might win the league at this rate. Wow. Okay. So the transfer window is really going mad, but as you can see, we're gonna bring in some players now. Okay, so on special offer, Ayano. Okay, they're just trading me boss coins for this guy. Okay. Let me tell you something. Do not buy players with over 100 boss coins. That's a very bad deal. Anyway, let's go to the transfer list and see what we can find. Okay, so first of all, I want to sell our keeper if we have enough time for that. So we're gonna sell Danny Ward for about, okay, we can maybe get 6.5 million for him. That'll be decent enough. Then we're gonna sell some defenders. I will sell Amati. But maybe we'll sell Pereira since we have but let me see here. We have Justin, Castagna, and Pereira as our current fullbacks. I want to sell one of them. So I think it's gonna be best to sell. Who can we sell? We can sell Justin. I mean, he's a great player, but we need the money. So we saw James Justin. So Aston Villa seem like they're just constantly selling players at the moment. So now we're gonna sell James Justin, and we can't really sell any other midfielders because we need to bring in one before I just start selling another one. Okay, so it's time to finally look at the transfer list and see what we can bring in. So we have $75.8 million. We need to make at least 2 big money transfers. So we're looking at spending $40 million, then maybe $30 million to look at decent value for money. Okay, so Liverpool are still selling Salah for a bad deal for anyone, for that matter. Immobile's on form, but I wouldn't buy a player on form. These guys just cost way more. So at this point in time, the best players on the market to get, we could bring in Marquinhos. Okay, we can bring in 3 top players. 3 top players. Okay, big money move. Just watch us make big money moves here. Leicester City fans, if you're a Leicester City fan, this will never happen in real life because I don't know. It's just not gonna happen. But okay, we're gonna bring in Matthias De Ligt or Marquinhos. So Matthias De Ligt, the benefit is that he'll progress faster than Marquinhos, and he's just costing $5 million more. I mean $500,000 more. So that's what I'm scouting there. Here we have Ivan Rakitic. Okay. But obviously we're gonna first go for Lionel Messi because I mean Neymar's old already. I think we can just bring in Lionel Messi from PSG. So we're gonna first bring in Lionel Messi from PSG. He'll be joining Leicester City officially. Okay, it's loading. Hopefully somebody doesn't buy Lionel. Oh my god, this is dangerous. Okay, so the game had to reload. That sucks. Okay, so you know what? We're going to bring in Lionel Messi. As I was saying, the game had an error. Of course it had an error. So Lionel Messi, we're bringing him for £26.4 million, and Lionel Messi has been added to Leicester City. Okay, so looking at more of these, we can't really get another striker. I think Lionel Messi will be decent enough for now. We need to bolster our midfield. So looking at things here, I think the defense is the more important part. We bring in Marquinhos. I mean, honestly, okay, you know what? Let's bring in Matthias De Ligt from Bayern Munich. Matthias De Ligt joins our team for $24 million. May have been better to go with Marquinhos, but I'll never know. Okay, but Matthias De Ligt joins Leicester City officially. Okay, now we have $25.5 million. We can't bring in a top midfielder at the moment, so we'll just, let's just double down on the defense. Why not just bring in okay, let's bring in Thibaut Courtois from Real Madrid. So we've also signed Thibaut Courtois from Real Madrid for $20 million. That leaves us with $5.5 million left in the bank. Okay, let's put that. Okay, it's actually not in the bank. Okay, now we have $5.5 million left in the bank. So by keeping it there, we're gonna get interest and some fixed income. I mean some interest. Fixed income will always be coming in. Okay, so let's see the lineup. So our team rating went from 80 to 87. So that's a massive jump for our team. So Thibaut Courtois is now a star player. We've brought in Lionel Messi, Thibaut Courtois, and Matthias De Ligt. We should have brought in Marquinhos, but to get a high rated player, but that's not gonna be happening. So now we have Matthias De Ligt. He's not joining the squad. He's 91 rated. Matthias De Ligt was supposed to be an impeccable talent, but he went off to Juventus, and his career just slowed down from then on. Maybe he should have stayed at Ajax. We'll never know. And then in the goalkeeper position, we have Thibaut Courtois. This guy, I remember when Rio Ferdinand said that Thibaut Courtois is going to be man of the match in the Champions League final the day before, and that was actually true. Thibaut Courtois delivered an amazing performance. I remember. Rio Ferdinand was correct that day. Okay, so in striker, we're gonna have Lionel Messi is actually a right forward. So it turns out that we actually do have forwards in the game, not just strikers. Then of course, at the moment, okay, so Iheanacho finished his training. As you can see, his progression was not to full completion to go from 81 to 82. Just he's covered most of the 81 rating. So okay, we'll bring him back to the lineup. So if you wanna see, I'm gonna bring them out here just so you to see how our lineup has changed a bit. Okay. So as a result of that, of some of the transfers, Sumare is now going to be playing in midfield, but hopefully we can bring in someone else to replace him, because I don't really want to have him there. Now we're gonna have James Maddison and Wilfred Ndidi. Wilfred Ndidi has now upgraded to an 86 now, so his training is clearly working. Well, let me switch Maddison and Ndidi. I think I've done some training in the background of this video, because training only takes 4 or 8 hours depending if there's an event or not. So I can do like 3 trainings within one day, and then only like show like record one video. And then our defending coach is finished up with Kagla Soyuncu and Danny Ward. We're gonna be selling Danny Ward actually. So back to the lineup. The game's connection. I hate this. Anyway, the game is having internet problems. This part, and it's still having internet problems. This is a bad thing. I'm trying to showcase our lineup, but the game is fighting me for no absolute reason, except for the fact that it's an internet connection. But they shouldn't be doing this. It should hold up the Wi-Fi. Leicester City in England. Okay, the game is in 9 hours, so it's actually like what, tonight or tomorrow midnight? I don't know. Okay, like I was saying, this is our this is the best team I'll be able to put out. So Kagla Soyuncu is now 84 rated. So basically he's in for Yannick Vestergaard. So this is our current team. It looks a bit stronger, although the midfield looks a bit weaker because we have Sumare in there. But we'll see what we can do, because Sumare is filling in for Tielemans, who we just sold. But I think it's a decent lineup so far. But I'll be hoping to bring in other players. So we also have a bench here. So I'll work on the bench like just before the match. But this was really the transfer window and what it brought for our team. The final lineup will be seen eventually. And yeah. Progress is being made. So looking at the squad values, so I think the best squad at the moment is Man City, because they have the best average player values, and followed by Liverpool, and then Chelsea, and then Man U, and then oh my god, you know what, we're not even in the top 10, top 9 teams at the moment based on our average player value. Okay, so that's really it, and thank you guys. Wait a minute, before that, the data analyst we sent out a data analyst to analyze on Brighton. So let's see what data he managed to gather. What? I thought he was finished. Wasn't I supposed to look at the report? This is dangerous. He has to analyze again after 5 minutes. This is nonsense. You know what? I guess we'll get the report later. But that's not fair. Anyway, so as you can see, we're going to be ready for the match. But let me just train a few players. You know what? To train Iheanacho, as long as I come back before the match, I think everything will be fine. We also have Maddison there, Matthias De Ligt, and let's put in Thibaut Courtois there. And just in case I do not come back, I will put in some players as placeholders. Hopefully, if anything goes wrong with me not coming back, our tactics will finish off the weak Brighton side. Let's switch Sumare for Brighton in this temporary situation. Then we have Vestergaard and Smithies in case Ward gets sold. Okay, so that was the update. So thank you guys for watching. This was the transfer window. We brought in 3 big players for our team. Our team has gone up from 8 rated to 87 rated, and hopefully we were to deliver the impactful performance we need on match day 1 against Brighton and Hove Albion. Adios.